All right, I decided to come back. I made a mistake and deleted the video I just did, just getting back from walking, and I deleted the video. So I decided to revisit it. Not that I can remember everything I was talking about, but we can at least try, because I think the message was so pertinent and necessary. Is there a way? I don't know if there's a way for you all to invite people in. Hey, Christina. I couldn't see who that was. But if you can, I don't know if there's a way. If there's a way, do it. If not, when we're done, share it if you don't mind. I wanted to deal with this, and I just dealt with it actually walking. I'm actually still sitting in these clothes, and I'm wet. It was raining, and I was sweating, of course. You're not crazy, you're just human. Every one of us, the gist of the message was that every one of us deals with times of insecurity, fear, doubt, and we kind of struggle with these realities in our minds. And from one day to the next, we have this warfare that that goes on in our heads, and we try to keep face. We try to, pretend for the people that we're perfect, that we don't have these insecurities, that we don't have these fears, that we don't have these doubts. And it's really just, to be honest with you, to be honest with ourselves, it's really just a lie. I don't care what your position is. I don't care how popular you are. You can be the teacher, the pastor, the apostle, the prophet, the coach, the bishop, the life coach, the teacher, the motivational speaker. The reality is that life happens to all of us, and all of us are human. And so we all have human moments. The only being that does not have any sense of trepidation or insecurity is God. Even Satan has intimidation and fear. The only being that has no sense of trepidation or fear is God. And those beings that do not feel that or feel any sense of trepidation, or even dogs have a certain fear. God is the only one that does not have any sense of instability at times. And if you're not careful, you'll have this perfectionist standard relative to your emotions, and you won't allow yourself. I am from Island, Trinidad, Tobago. You are helping me a lot. God bless you. Thank you. If you have this perfectionist standard, this emotional perfectionist standard, you will not allow yourself the leeway to be human. And when you don't allow yourself the leeway to be human, what happens is when your mind and your soul is overloaded, there's a breakdown. You have to accept the fact that I'm not perfect, that I'm not God. I am not made of iron. I'm not the man of steel. And I have, I'm human. And if you're around people who do not give you the leeway to be human without judging you, you're around the wrong people, because all of us are human and we all have those moments. Let me see if I can find the text that comes to mind. Just give me 1 second. But we all have those moments, man, where we're just kind of wondering. We're just kind of wondering. We're just kind of wondering what's going to happen tomorrow. Am I going to be able to meet my financial obligations? All of that stuff. Am I going to have a job? Does my wife love me? Does my husband love me? How are my children going to treat me once they get grown? Once they get married, what's going to happen? Am I going to get along? All of that stuff, man, and it plays on your mind, and it becomes a heavy weight. rather than trying to search for the text, there's a passage of scripture where David brought his men out. Listen to me, and I'm talking about having people in your life that love you enough to let you have your moment without judging you or defining you by your moment. David brought his men out, and they went out and they left the wives and the children at home in the camp. While they were away, the enemy came in, took the wives and the children, and looted the camp. Well, these men that were David's army, his warriors, were men that had been loyal to him, men that would have died for him, men at one point that ran through enemy lines just to get David water. These men were loyalists to David. But when these men got back to their camp and they discovered that their wives and their children were gone, they had a moment where they spake of stoning David. They wanted to kill the very man that they loved so much and they had such loyalty towards, because they were what? Emotional. And the Bible says that David turned from them and went into the presence of God, and there he encouraged himself in the Lord. The interesting thing is that David never rebuked them. David never spake of punishing them. David never even brought it up again, because David as a leader understood that they were just simply having a human moment. And there are a lot of times, my friend, that you're having human moments and you're trying to be superhuman. None of us are. None of us are. None of us are so high and mighty that we're not going to have those times where our hearts are broken, where we're not going to have those times where we feel like we're at our lowest. The reality is that you have to just simply monitor the people you allow in and out of your life. If you have all of this stuff, fears, doubts, insecurities, if you have all of this stuff going on in your own head, you cannot allow people to come into your life who will pour on or add on. You don't need anybody in your life that does not lift you up. If you were to take your phone out right now and delete every person that does not add something positive to your life, if you were to delete every person that brings you down when you talk to them, how many numbers would you have left? Every one of us, we must have the wisdom to guard our hearts from people that are not going to serve the purpose of bringing us higher. And then I think I said you have to then monitor your words. Because your words, see, you have these thoughts, but when you begin to speak them, you then give life to them. So you have to monitor your words. And you may be feeling one thing, you may even be thinking one thing, but always speak another, because your life goes in the direction of your words. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. So you may be feeling like you're at the bottom of the gutter, but speak up. And as I was saying on the original video, there's all kind of stuff that I deal with on a daily basis. And the reality is that in my flesh, in my natural, I don't always feel invincible. I don't always feel like the great man of God of faith and power. Some days, man, But if you were to ask me any day, how are you doing? I would tell you without a blinking of an eye, I'm on top and going higher. Because I'm always going to prophesy what I desire and not what I detect. So that I detect somewhat of a depression in my soul, I detect a lowness in my spirit, I detect fear, I'm going to speak faith, I'm going to speak, I'm going to speak security and power and strength, because ultimately I know that's who I am. And then as you guard and monitor the gates of your life, monitoring who you allow in and out, and as you watch your words, then what happens is you begin to live life. You begin to live your life a little bit. And as you get older, listen to me very well, as you get older and more experienced, you begin to calm down. Things that will terrorize a young man doesn't even faze an older man. Why? Because he's lived a little bit and he's experienced God. And if you would just pay attention to your life, you've been here before. This thing that you're about to just have a nervous breakdown over, really, you've been here before and God delivered you then. You've already gone further than the people in your past said you would go. You've already surpassed that level and God is still bringing you higher. So as you live a little bit, your experiences should bring a calm to your spirit. Your experiences should bring a calm to your spirit and bring you to a place where you say, man, hey, it ain't looking good. It's not feeling good, but it's all good because I know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. I already know how this thing is going to turn out. I've been here before. I've seen this done before. Just like God pulled me through the last time, he's going to pull me through this time, and then you calm down. See, I have moments now where I used to have months. Did you catch that? I have moments now where I used to have months. Things that would tie me up and depress me for a month. Now, I have a few moments, and then I bounce back. Man, I remember. I once was young, now I'm old, and I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor God's seed beg for bread. I have experience now. And so now my experiences become the foundation of my stability. So I just stopped by today to say to you, I did this early and I deleted it by mistake, so I needed to redo it because I know some people wanted to hear it, needed to hear it. I just wanted to stop by and say to you, you're not crazy. You're just human. And lose the people in your life that demand that you be superwoman or superman, because you're not. You're not Jesus. You're human. And so give yourself permission to have your moments, but make certain that they're moments and not lifestyle. God got you. God got you. I promise you. God has you. God has you. And all things are working together for your good. So I wanted to just stop by on YouTube Live and say to you, just impromptu, hey, I'm praying for you. You're not by yourself. There are days that I wake up and I try to figure out what's really going on. But the same God that keeps me, the same God that covers me, the same God that makes a way for me will do the same thing for you. He will do the same thing for you. Pull yourself together. Get these negative people out of your head. Control your speech. Don't give voice to all of this stuff. And do this one thing for me. Just think back over your life and remember all of the times that it looked like you were done. And remember how God pulled you through. Let me tell you this. He's the same God today as he was back then. They are vampires. He's the same God right now that he was back then. And if he did it then, he'll do it again. So I hope this encourages your heart. And as I said earlier, don't forget to stop by my website, R.C. Blakes Jr. We have, for those of you that have bought my books or buy my books, I thank God for you. You are such a blessing to me and to Lisa and to the ministry, to R.C. Blakes Ministries. And that's the way primarily people support R.C. Blakes Ministries, is by buying my books, attending my conferences. Some people go to my website and they sow seed, but most people, they buy my books. And what we've created at my website, at the web store, is this thing called book bundles, where you can get, if you desire to have multiple or different titles, You can get them all in one bundle, and it'll save you a lot of money, of course, with one shipping. And it's a great way. I was on my way to church, and I saw, I don't process the orders, but I see them when they come through. And I saw Sunday morning a dear heart from France, and I think she watches me on YouTube actually. Dear heart from France was buying, and Keisha, my assistant, told me that we shipped out to Australia. So people from all over the world are buying my books, from England, from Africa, from all over the world. People are buying my books, and I am so grateful. And so the book bundle is a great way to save money and to support the ministry at the same time. So I love you. I thank God for you. I apologize for deleting the original video. Those of you that shared it, I apologize. Please share this one. And just know that Lisa and I love you. And I want you to have a great day. And I'll be doing more YouTube Live, or whatever this thing is called, Go Live or whatever. I'll be doing more of it. And I'm praying for you. God bless you now. Have a great one.